So right now I am using the ashes from my blunt as a paintbrush or like a pen in a way, and I want to get that natural darkness and grayness that comes from the blunt, that comes from ash, and also represent the ending of something, the ending of an outdated cycle, the ending of something that no longer works. Like, to me, gray in this moment is representing transformation. Transformation comes in many forms, and one of those ways it could come is just by walking, exercise, mental exercises, external physical exercises, right? You're able to transform in those ways. And one thing I love about art is the layers, right? So there's the layers when you see them, like crayons and pens on top of each other, or markers and watercolor paint and things like that, right? But it's also too able to be explained in other ways when it comes to the meaning and the reasoning and the purpose of what the piece is even for, right? And that's why I started with what I'm doing, what it means, and how I'm just doing it in the moment, right? And the intent is that this notebook is for this new project I'm working on, the visual art for. And I got this notebook to better structure and organize. Like, it's like a party going on or something. I ain't never seen this damn people all together. I'm not even gonna record them. But it's a whole lot of motherfucking people out here. But anyway, so yeah. Oh, it must be something going on, because there's people on the stage too. And it's never really people on the stage like that since I've seen, and I've walked by plenty of times. But I know it might be hard to hear, and it might have been that way this whole time. But regardless of how it came out, I'm glad it still got out. You feel me? And so for this project, I'm making sure that I'm structured on the focus and on the point, right? It has a lot to deal with water. It's called The Big House. You feel me? It's a collaboration with Boom. So the visual art for his project, and me playing a particular character that he created, I see it kind of like being that character, however it is, when I get the what is it called, script, when I get the script, right? But before it even gets there, right, I'm able to create a way of doing it, because everybody has their own way to see, everybody has their own way to be. Like, one person playing a role or a script or something like that is not going to be the same as somebody else's role that they'll play, and so because of that, you able to just expand in ways that you might not have known or realized that you was even capable of. One thing I noticed, it's like, how you might have developed this skill, right, based off of your experiences and places that you've been and travels that you had and stuff like that, right? And so when you go to other places, you somehow have this new way of getting through and adapting, you know, like you use the skill from all these different experiences you have to be able to complete a particular goal. And I feel like whenever it comes to a role that a person might play in something, right, it's like, you know, you taking that shit on and getting really comfortable with, like, when you feel, and then you start to create this illusionary world around it, you know. And when you do that, it's like you the one that's able to shape it and form it how you want with your unique, individualistic characteristics, you know, where can't nobody do it how you do it type shit. And so the process and the journey of how that goes and the flow it takes to get through it is art itself, is what I'm really trying to say. Like, how art plays out in so many different forms. And I noticed that the speed of this neighborhood, walking through it at this particular time, or any time of day really, it has a different rhythm than my previous neighborhood. Like, you know how you walk through a neighborhood and it's like, oh, you know, like right here you could slow down or something like that, or right here you just kind of a flow, like just like you drive a car and you get used to how people in that area drive. It's the same thing when you walking down the street in familiar neighborhoods all the time, and you start to see how certain shit is based off of that, how people traveling, but it's like through another way, and it's low-key like more personal, and it's more like it takes a lot more work to walk and jog and jump and run to a destination, especially doing that shit on a consistent basis. And you know what I'm saying, internal traveling too, changing the world too, you know, creating some beautiful art that could connect and associate in this way is like what Aquarius season is about and what it represents. You know, like, it's important that, you know, you value yourself. It really don't matter what somebody else gotta say about you, you know. Your journey is yours, and it's gonna be you. It's just gonna be you, and that's gonna be cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's like when you like a swimmer, you feel me? Like how they try to portray on like the Nemo, Finding Nemo shit. You know how it's like everybody got a family, they swimming, getting through the day. There's this rhythm, there's this flow, the way the water goes. It's the same thing like that we experience too. It's just in the form of air, but that's still water. You know, like we see air come from water all the time. So it's like, you know, air represents that communication, that networking, that relationship, and that could be shown through art, that could be shown through voice, that could be shown through connection, that could be shown through like you starting to finally be able to see shit that you was having a hard time paying attention to before, like where it was like, you know, you're not really seeing yourself in what you actually doing. And then when you start putting in the work for real, that's when you start learning how you really change the world. Like, not just some like shit you could look, you know, about some facts and shit like that. You know, like I'm just grateful for growth. I'm grateful for, you know, everything really. But I do want to check the sound on this video just to see how it is. But regardless, I'm gonna probably try, you know, not even try, but do like experiment with some captions and shit like that. You know, just get more serious about the shit, the ideas that I've had about things, and just putting them into action instead of being so excited about the idea or something I was so fucking lost in. So I'm grateful that, you know, I've learned. I'm grateful that I've learned. I'm grateful that I'm not just stuck in one place. I'm grateful that it's not just this thing happened to me and I've been fucked up since then, kind of weird ass energy that you'll feel all around you. Like even the other day, right? Like I went into Walmart, right? And everybody was acting scared. Like, I'm like, what the hell going on? Like, you know, like, and I was into my music and I was jamming. I wasn't like, focused on anything they was talking about. You know, I'm in the line like I always be in the line. Like, you feel me? Spinning in circles, my fucking dancing, singing, rocking back and forth, moving a little bit, you know, because I'm not going to be standing in one place, right? And be like fucking miserable or some shit. Like, it ain't nobody out here in this world, you feel me, that got any sense of hold on me about how I should be and how I should act and shit like that. You know, so it's like I'm just growing, and I'm feeling like that's the point and purpose of us swimming. This is low-key like the paseo, but in Santurce, but it's low-key not. I think there's one that's really called the paseo, but this environment reminds me of that kind of. It's just a lot more going on, and it has different rhythms. So this is about all my art that I'm creating right now. The state of being that I'm in is what is the energy, the words, whatever behind the point and purpose of me doing this. Creating the spaces to always be able to do this shit. How good it feels to do it. You know, like, to just be out here like an artist for real. Like, this is an exercise to me. Me holding the camera right here at this comfortable angle that's different than the angles that I would usually. This song right here, everybody in Puerto Rico love. Like, I heard it already a couple times since me moving. And also too, like, at my previous apartment, it was all the time. My current apartment, it was like 3 times, right? And this is another time me hearing it. But I'm just like, yo, I'm not gonna say all of Puerto Rico, but it just happens pretty often, you know? So I'm just grateful that, like, I've learned to trust myself and trust the journey, and trust, like, that I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be, regardless of what's going on around me. You feel me? Yo, even if this sound is fucked up, I'm just gonna use it and see it as like an art angle, like this being like the drawing. Like, let's say this is a window in a car, how I've been moving from my perspective. You see, like, I'm not really paying attention to the camera, but I'm gonna look at it and see if what I'm talking about right now as far as the goal was shown in any way in the angles I was doing, and the volume of how I was talking and shit like that. Like, I just want to know how it is. But I know when I've been using these before, it's been hard for people to hear me and shit, but that's just part of the journey. It's like, that's how I see art. That's how I see it. Like, when I was younger, I used to watch people on YouTube and shit, and I would be like, wow, like, they channel is so dope. Like, you know what I'm saying? They channel is so amazing. Like, you feel me? I'm about to turn around though. I just wanted to walk up this street and then down. This music store right here is called Tropical. It's like raining low key, so I'm about to probably go up under one of these roofs and try to hide my phone a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It's not really raining like that. But I don't got the waterproof phones like y'all. You feel me? Like, no. So I'll be like, chill. But let me see if underneath this roof. All right, I'm gonna put my phone up.